Hey everyone, welcome to this weekend Sidereal Astrology forecast. This is for January 20th through the 22nd of 2017. I'm Athen, and this channel is about using the actual size and location of the constellations, known as Sidereal Astrology. If you are new to the channel, be sure to check out the link down below because the signs are different. All right, everyone, so this weekend, sort of shifting energies a bit. We are coming out of what was Wednesday and Thursday that may have been a bit more challenging. Maybe having to take a step back. Maybe having to be patient with things. That was the square from Mars and Saturn. So we might still be feeling that a bit on Friday, simply because it's still within orb. But certainly as we go into Saturday, things easing up with that. Maybe a bit more flow and harmony. And as you can see here, the moon is in very good aspect all week long, in fact. Lots of trines, lots of sextiles, which can mean we could be feeling good, maybe feeling harmonic, feeling like there's a bit of support and flow and easygoingness. So that's good on an emotional sense. I do want to mention that this weekend we are going to be in the third quarter phase of the lunar cycle. So the sun and moon are in that square. And what that usually means is from a week ago, on Thursday of last week, we had that insight, right? We had that full moon. And so that was a time of gaining some new insights. Maybe some new things coming to the surface within our conscious awareness. And now this weekend, maybe integrating that. It's taking all of the insight we've had this past week and actually moving it into our life, integrating it, assimilating it, working with it, learning more about it. And with that approach, it's an excellent weekend for that. It can be a great weekend for taking action, for taking steps, and again, integrating those insights. Now on Friday, with this still finishing up and easing up energy of that Mars squaring Saturn, we will still have the moon in Virgo. So Friday is very much like the last few days in the sense that we could still be feeling quite analytical, maybe a bit reserved, detailed, and all in all, it's good for that. Moon in Virgo is good for personal growth and personal development. Whether it's with ourselves, maybe it's organizing our life, improving things, and finding the middle path with that. The middle path of what we actually do have control over, which is ourselves and how we respond to things. So that's the moon in terms of the emotional body, probably feeling a bit, again, detailed or analytical. But Venus is sextiling up to Pluto. So on Friday, we do have this opening to get deeper. Maybe it's deeper with relationships for some of us. Venus sometimes has to do with that. Maybe it's values for others. Maybe it's about seeing what we truly value in life and connecting to that, being grateful for that, appreciating it, maybe expressing that appreciation as well. And if it's through relationships, same thing. It's an excellent time with this actually to really communicate how we feel with those close to us, with those we love in our life. And just all in all too, just in general, interactions, just expressing ourselves in a deeper, more meaningful way. So it's not a given, it's just an opening for that. But I think it can be a great, really Friday and Saturday, in fact, to connect on a deeper level, to be grateful for what we have and who we have in our life. And maybe it's quite imaginative too. Maybe it's good for creative projects and things like that. Anything we enjoy or really sparks that imaginative, creative energy of us, which is Venus. All right, so that's the sextile, that's Virgo. So Friday, very much like the last few days, though, in a sense of it still being quite grounded, reserved. But there is this opening here about connecting on a deeper level and perhaps starting to feel a bit less like this restricted or challenged energy, whatever that was for you personally, with that Mars squaring up to Saturn. Then as we go into Saturday and things start to ease up with that Saturn energy, the moon is going to shift into Libra. So definitely less of that grounded stuff too with Virgo, and probably feeling like we do want to have some harmony in our life. And this could be harmony again, maybe with relationships, cooperation, give and take. These kinds of things can be good. Maybe getting involved with things that are about justice or morality, or discussing these matters perhaps, just feeling more just, feeling like doing the right thing. And if it's not interpersonal like that, maybe it has to do with finding more harmony in our personal life, like just with us in terms of looking at our life and seeing, are there any areas that are out of balance? Is there too much in one area? Is there not enough in one area? And bringing balance back to that. So That's our emotional body. It's also the theme of the day. So anything that does require a bit of harmony, cooperation, and all in all harmony, in a sense of finding that harmony in our personal life, I think can be excellent on Saturday. And again, we'll probably still feel that Venus sextile Pluto because the moon is going to trine up to that or aspect up to that. And that could emphasize it as well. The second half of the day does have Mars trining the moon, so I do want to say it could be good for a bit of confidence, independence, maybe taking some action, maybe some exercise, maybe doing some positive healing, in fact, feeling rejuvenated maybe on Saturday. And then Sunday, the moon starts to shift into Scorpio. So this is the deeper dimension of life, right? The first half will still be Libra, but the second half definitely going into a bit of the deeper side. And when the moon comes in here, it's really good to be open with the emotional body. Again, connect on a deeper level, getting vulnerable, open with ourselves, open and vulnerable with life and with relationships. And although it's not comfortable for us to do that because the moon's more of our emotions, it's more private, the more open we are to opening up and to being vulnerable and connecting on a deeper level, I think we'll find that very supportive. And I think we'll probably feel that more so going into Monday as the moon starts to make her way further into that sign. Now, I do want to mention that this weekend, the sun is getting very close to Capricorn. In fact, technically much closer to Capricorn than Sagittarius. So there is this shift. We'll probably feel this all weekend, maybe going into next week. Just a bit more of this grounded energy, particularly with how we express ourselves and the things we're focused on, particularly on the outside environment. So where it has been and still somewhat is with Sagittarius and Mercury, with Mercury here, it's been expansive and still is expansive. Maybe seeing the big picture, seeing possibilities, restructuring our belief systems. But with the sun now, maybe expressing ourselves in a bit more reserved way, a bit more detached way. And it's for the purpose of really establishing long-lasting things in our life and seeing things in more of a long-term sense. So it could be good for productive matters, could be good for anything that requires commitment, responsibility, discipline. All these qualities are great with Capricorn. All right, and then as a recap, of course, Mars and somewhat Venus, more so next week. Venus will be shifting into Pisces. Mars is in Pisces. A lot of this, oceanic kind of energy. There's a lot of things that, although things are certainly moving forward with all the planets direct at this time, with Pisces, we're not exactly sure where to put our energy. And we're not exactly sure where things are going in many ways. So the more we listen to our intuition, and this is true for really the next couple months, the more we listen to that intuition, the more we listen to see where that current of life is taking us, where the ocean's current is, we can relax, we can detach, we can float, surrender. And once we get more attuned to where, and this is in the everyday sphere too, where that everyday current is moving, we can then put that energy into that area or into that direction. And that's a much better utilization of our energy, of our motivation, our drives, and the things we want. So I do want to mention that, especially with Venus shifting into here, things are getting more into that intuitive realm. And as we listen to that inner guidance, listen to that intuition, can be a great way of moving things forward with all these planets direct. All right, so that is the weekend in a nutshell. As a recap, Friday is certainly coming off of the work week. It's really Tuesday through Friday, which had more to do with the taking a step back or the challenged energy or having to be really patient and that being maybe uncomfortable with that square up to Saturn. But that's easing up slowly as we go into the weekend. Friday could be good for connecting on a deeper level. It's just an opening for that, but can be quite nice. Saturday, the moon is in Libra, good for harmony, cooperation, balance. Again, good for those relationships and maybe a bit of independence with Mars. And then Sunday, still very cooperative, but as we go into the second half and into Monday, deeper with the moon in Scorpio, connecting to what really matters in life, being open, vulnerable, and just connecting in that deeper way. All right, so I hope you guys have an awesome weekend. I'll see you guys all on Monday. And I want to thank you all very much again for all of your support. I've had a lot of great feedback. A lot of you have been very supportive through this new year with MTZ. And hope you all are having a great new year so far. And have a great weekend. I'll see you Monday.